They could get it today. 3rd and 4. What a nice move here, getting back on his feet. That's Juju Smith-Schuster. At the 29, they'll go ground with McKinnon. What a hole that was. And they try to help him. Humphrey, the center, comes up to try to push the pot. Going to hand it off, and that's Pirine with quick contacts. Going to lose yardage. And let's go to Gene's territory just to get your take on that. But McKinnon's coming and giving him a nice spark. 3 carries, 29 yards. Here's Sky Moore. Got the first down. Plenty after that, down to the 11. Mahomes completes it. McKinnon for the touchdown.
He's getting guarded right there by Wilson. And they're going to run everyone across the field, and you run there and sprint to the front part of the...
Pirine sneaks up a little bit, 2 yards closer behind his quarterback.
Push the quarterback.
They hand it off, and they are able to get on him right away. That was Dunlap, the former Bengal, who made the stop on Trent Taylor. And how rare is it that Kelsey doesn't have a catch and a half?
He has not had one all year. He's had a catch every half this year, except for today.
Pacheco has a first down, and that ends the first half. Again, no catches for him, and the wide receivers for the Chiefs, only 3 catches for 35 yards.
All out pressure.
3rd and 7. He's going to go back to Valdez Scantling. This time he has it. Went right back to him deep across the middle. Threw a perfect pass from the 32. Play action fake. Going to get Kelsey involved.
Yes.
Here goes Kelsey with his first reception down to the 12-yard line. Pick up a 20.
You're going to drop 8. You got too many people back.
Going to run it. Pacheco's got the first. He's got the touch. Kansas City back in front. First lead of the game, actually, for the Chiefs.
Run themselves out of the gap. And Pacheco does the rest, putting his head down at the end. What a big-time answering drive. Did you call that one?
Would have liked to. I wish. I did call a lot of games with Hank, though, and it was a joy. Pacheco. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. He's out to about the 45. Rushing 5. Going deep. Battled for it. And Valdez Scantling has another catch in this quarter.
Good coverage on it. But the ball was in a perfect spot. But
it's for real. Mahomes up in the air, and he fumbled as he went across. Did he break the plane first?
It looked like he broke the plane.
Touchdown's the signal.
Oh, he did the Michael Jordan up on top with the ball stretched out. Fumble comes out, but I think the Michael Jordan of the sport maybe just got over 2 guys.
And Allegretti says, I got it anyway, and I'm taking it home.
Oh, that ends anything anyway then. Creed Humphrey's like, give it to the old lineman. They did throw their hands up initially.
Prior to the quarterback fumbling the ball, the rolling on the field is a touchdown as he broke the plane prior to the fumble.
Here you go.
Oh, man. 1, 2, 3. The ball is over. Oh, that's slipping. It's over.
But I think at his peak, it might have been firmly in his hand. That's a touchdown. Gene's territory, do you agree?
I'm with you guys. Touchdown. They broke the plane, and while he was airborne in control, I agree with you guys.
By the way, this is exactly what we should do. This is genius, right? It's 4th down. You don't have to protect the ball here. If you fumble it, it's the same as giving it to the other team with a stop. So reach out and try and actually. So if he pressures, then they can stop the run, electing to throw.
There's Burrow deflected. Oh, as Willie Gay got a hand on it.
Now, yes, we see upsets all the time, but that's not going to continue every year.
Last play before the 2-minute warning, and they're able to deck him back at the 29.
I can't believe it.
Hey, there we go. Welcome in, people.
We're back on the historic 18th. That was abrupt. We're back on the historic 18th and Vine Jazz District for season 4 of the Red Hour. It is going down. And of course, this is not a Victory Monday. We'll, of course, talk about all of that. But first, let's get you introduced to the crew. To my left, Dr. Sports Radio himself, Darren Smith.
Got his PhD.
You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
all is well. All is well. Can't. Steve,
we're taking that PhD back.
it got nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
It's the producer.
But articulating what was going on was the problem. To my right, I don't know what's going on with his button turner tonight, but he's cutting off stuff abruptly. People can't hear. Nephew Steve Walls, what's up?
I'm good.
You that upset where you can't function properly?
Yeah, you called him a doctor, and I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute.
And the happiest guy in the bunch to my far right, the infamous DJ Q.
What's up?
What's up, yo?
And easy breezy.
Back and cheesy.
You
All
know.
right, so one thing that's on everybody's mind, let's go ahead and get it off our chest right now. K-State upset TCU?
And TCU still made the CFP.
What?
I don't get that.
I watched that
Surprising.
game, and everything that could go wrong for TCU went right for K-State.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen before in my life. But shout out to all of the local teams. The Missouri Tigers are bowling. KU, I don't know what the Gorilla Bowl is. What is it?
That's Missouri Bowl, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
I heard of it.
K-State's going, KU's
Sugar
going,
Bowl.
and MU's going.
Yeah. When's the last time that happened?
It's been a very long time.
Yeah,
Was it 2007 or 8?
Yeah, it's going to say 2008, I
No,
think.
K-State didn't make it then, did they?
Yes,
Did they?
yes.
Okay.
They played in whatchamacallit bowl.
Chick-fil-A bowl?
No.
They weren't around
It was the whatchamacallit bowl.
Whatchamacallit.
The little candy bar, whatchamacallit? I have no idea what bowl. But yesterday in Cincinnati, we found out that Patrick Mahomes is not Superman, and if indeed he is, we have found his kryptonite in one Joseph Burrow.
Mhm.
He has not beat this team yet. Lost to him twice at GHA Field at Arrowhead and once now in Cincinnati. 27-24 in all 3 of those games by 3 points.
Yeah.
So are we going with play calling, defense, all of the above?
Literally all of the above. Coaching, defense, special teams. Everybody gets it tonight.
And I will say this, that when I saw some of the scores from yesterday, and then I saw what Dak Prescott did and some of the other big losses yesterday, all I could hear in my head was DJ Q going, and this is your king? That's all I heard. Because I'm like, oh, man. And immediately in a group text, because I'll say
Game didn't even get over yet.
Right. So we have a group text. And sometimes it's absolutely dead silent. But if something's going wrong or something's happening, I might say something. Darren might reply. Steve Harley replies. But DJ Q never replies.
Yesterday was
Yesterday,
Is
I
this
got
your
graphics.
MVP?
I got clips of the game.
So this is your MVP.
I know what Joe Burrow walked into the stadium wearing, what he had for dinner after the game. Like, TJ Q had all the information.
But it's been hot for the last couple weeks, like even after last week with the MVP
Yeah.
talk.
Oh,
with Jalen Hurts. Oh,
yeah.
Q is on it this
Yeah,
week.
I made it hot.
So,
So he came back with all the
You had the
receipts.
Hey, you had the clip ready. I'll
He
give
had, let me tell you something. The stuff he was saying, I'm like, how do you have this? What are you doing?
I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them.
So we're
show
gonna
them.
start with you.
Hey, I'm on 2 sports shows, man. I got to keep up. You know?
Keep up, you did, my friend.
Yeah, definitely.
You got ahead,
Good
as a
job.
matter of fact.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with you. This game yesterday, and I go ahead and tell me what, in your viewpoint, went wrong, and why do you think it is we can't get over this Joe Burrow hump?
I think the team has been content with the defense being who they are. I don't know if it's because of Spags, like, because I know he's got a clip ready for Spags, but it seems like when they face teams with attitude, and normally that team with attitude is like a powerhouse type of team. The
And it's only
Bills.
2 teams.
Yeah, the Bills came in with attitude. I dare to say Indiana, but I mean a lot of those wounds. Indianapolis, but a lot of those wounds were like self-inflicted early. So I can't really say they played with attitude. But like even throughout the game, even when the Chiefs got momentum, Indianapolis didn't back down. And I think that's what Patrick and a lot of the defense is used to. Like if Pat gets the momentum, then he keeps the momentum, and the defense is usually able to ride on that. And they just weren't able to catch the wave. I think there was one point, I think it was what third quarter, when the momentum kind of shifted. Chiefs led for about 5-6 minutes. But after that, the defense is not playing with attitude. And I didn't see it. I saw more attitude from Bengals players the whole game before I saw it from the Chiefs.
Yeah, and I think,
but that was from the whole week leading up to it too.
I mean, the week leading up to it, but the whole game, like,
Yeah, the energy was just
it felt like the Bengals knew they were going to win it.
yeah.
two things. When I talked to Jerick McKinnon, Chiefs running back, yesterday after the game, and I was like, well, what does this Bengals team do so well? He said it wasn't really about the Bengals. It was about us. Like, we're content with coming back from behind, right? Like, we're content with saying we got Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to always be able to come back, and we got to stop doing that. Like, we've got to come out early and fight it. But then even coming out early, just looking at, we saw the clip, Travis Kelce, like he wasn't even there. It didn't seem like he was there mentally early on in the game.
Your most proficient offensive weapon, you don't go to at all in the first half.
That was confusing.
He went to him, but it went with the pass, almost got intercepted. It was right there in the red zone on the goal line. And
that was in the second quarter.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, you had almost gone the whole full half without an attempt to Travis Kelce.
And from my perspective early in the game, it seemed like they were just trying to get everybody else hot so that way they could lean on Travis late in the game. But I was just surprised more wasn't drawn up for him. I don't know. Was it coverage?
Yeah, it was a lot of.
Okay.
They play him. Look, they play him differently, aggressive. And I mean, I know if you look at the other teams that have played Travis aggressive, the Bills, the Chargers, he's still been able to get off. And yesterday, for whatever reason, he just wasn't. But I mean, other tight ends did. Even when they went to the 31 personnel where they had Noah Gray and also Fortson made a couple catches. Gray did too. So
Jody had one catch for 6 yards, but Pacheco, and we know that from experience, the two games we lost at Arrowhead, that when they abandon the run game against this team, that's usually when the fire starts to get put out. Pacheco wasn't doing bad.
Not at all.
And they had him doing goofy stuff. And, he ended up with 16 yards on the day?
66 or
I'll say he had more than that,
66 yards.
One of the
I'll say he had more than that.
I'm sorry, he had 16 receiving yards.
Yeah.
For me, one of the things that I noticed, and we talk. I know we all talk about as a group each and every week is coin toss. Cincinnati actually won the coin toss, and most teams now how they like to defer. They decided that they wanted to receive the ball because they wanted to impose their will early on, and what they were able to do was to go down there, literally march methodical. It wasn't even methodical; they just taking chunk pieces, going down the field, scoring 7-0. That puts the Chiefs again on their heels. They come back. I don't think the Chiefs scored the first time around.
Field goal.
Okay, so the field goal. But what did they do? They came back down and scored a touchdown. I'm telling you, well, they can't be trading field goals.
But even looking at that, I don't think they wanted to come. Their point wasn't to come and impose their will. Their point was to get a jump start on their offense.
And I did notice that Patrick Mahomes was going way downfield, way more than he usually does in a game yesterday.
That's that hero ball.
And it didn't work.
No, to me, he took what was there. I don't think he forced anything.
I didn't say he forced it, but
the plays for MVS where he went right back to back.
Well,
and
that second one, even though he caught it, it was
dangerous. It was dangerous. It was a dangerous throw.
And look, you talk about the defensive backs. For me, I do put blame on them, but it's more so blame on the offense because when the defense made stops, the offense didn't capitalize on it to where the defense was bending, and especially you look at the second half, obviously the fumble that just turned the whole game around, or the strip, however you want to describe it. It turned the whole game around because when the Chiefs could have and should have probably been up 11 on that particular drive, that fumble caused it to turn around. Now they're down by 3, which ended up being the final score. So it was one of those situations to where the defense early on looked like it was going to break. It looked like the dam was going to break. They got lucky when T. Higgins dropped a touchdown pass that he should have caught it, because I think they would have put him up 21-3 or something like that. And when that didn't happen, that gave him life. And so when the team came back and made it, I think 17-10 or something, or 14, something to that effect, 14-10, then the momentum started to shift the Chiefs' direction. But again, when you're not capitalizing and you're seeing on as the game is taking place that your defenders are struggling, especially whether you're going one-on-one with Chase, or you're trying to double up and they got T. Higgins on the other side. If you're not capitalizing, and the other thing that they didn't do is Andy always seems to coach himself to where the running game is working for you, as you mentioned, but they go away from it because, again, you got Patrick. And to me, I've always told Steve, sometimes the simplest thing is just the smartest thing to do. Keep running the football, because if you see what their offense is doing, you don't want to put your defense in that predicament. Keep running the football. If you can, keep them off the field, utilize the clock. The clock is your friend. Yeah. And that's some stuff that they didn't do.
And they looked dazed and confused in the red zone several times yesterday.
Do you all think the offense, and especially maybe not last week, but do you think the offense misses McCall?
Nope.
You don't think they missed that?
I think so. I think they do miss McCall. You need somebody that's able to stretch the field.
Yeah, exactly.
You need, and I know MVS. He caught a pass. Pass yesterday. 2 were what was that? 40 yards.
Yeah.
You still need one in the end zone. You still need that threat of speed out there.
He dropped the ball in the end zone that even I'm not going to even say his name could have caught, because usually the guy we sent to Miami, when you throw it right at him and he gets it, sometimes it bounces off or something.
And wow, Travis Kelce had the most catches with 4.
Yeah, it was an
weird,
offensive. Yeah, like if you look at Patrick's total numbers, 226. Yep. Total yards,
223.
16 for 27, 223.
When was the last time he threw for 1 touchdown, 200 yards? Like
the losing effort in Indy?
That was
it last week against the Rams? Well, no, he only threw for 1 touchdown.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the game as a whole, just it was the energy was off.
But so and what's the first text that I sent yesterday in the first quarter? Patrick Mahomes had to look at his eyes.
From the baby. Yeah.
I didn't say it was the baby, but we've been here before with this newborn, and he looked like he slept in a week, and then he looks like a ghost. And when he has that look on his face, this is the output we get.
But I can't even say it was him. Like you could see that
he was a part of it.
He was trying to inflict his will. I mean, look at the touchdown he ran for. He could have easily slid. Deals with Patrick Mahomes, but he went and actually.
But he always does that in a game. Sometimes when he does it, he just ends up having to run for 27, 32 yards or something.
Yeah.
But yesterday it just happened to be in the red zone, so he was able to do that. So that happens.
And I can't say it was offensive line either, because they held up pretty well, except 77. Wiley. Yeah. That right tackle position, man.
And it could have been a blowout the way Cincinnati was playing. So the team was there. They just weren't playing up to what they were doing.
But there were other things. I mean,
what they needed to do.
When we talked about it, I said for me, my X factor on the defense side of football was going to be Steve Spagnuolo, and how when it was third and long situations, how what you saw on film from your previous 2 losses, how were you going to adjust if and when you were put in that situation? I think the first couple of times it was successful, but the thing was, it was on first and second down. They were getting 19, 18 chunk yardages, and it's like.
And it's crazy you say that. I went back and watched the game earlier today, and just looking at the linebackers, I can't even say it was the defensive line or the secondary. The linebackers, they weren't on point yesterday. You looked at Willie Gay, one of the drives in the red zone that led to the red zone play. Willie Gay, the Joe Burrow touchdown where he ran in, Willie Gay hit the wrong hole. And I'm like, dude, you could tell he was sitting there trying to guess, and he guessed and went left, and Joe Burrow came around the tackle and went right. And I'm like, come on.
And let me tell you, watching that game and watching Joe Burrow do what he did in the pocket, and wanted to throw something at my TV because I'm like, he's not that elusive. Like literally, they had hands on him 4 times yesterday.
Yeah.
Shades of the AFC Championship game.
4 times yesterday.
But y'all also told me that they had a terrible offensive line for the Bengals, and
It was a rebuild offensive line. Let me say it was terrible.
but he only got hit once in the game.
Well, again, that falls on the defense.
And again, they had hands on him. They just couldn't follow through.
Linebackers, man. We didn't talk about Nick Bolton enough
Chris
yesterday.
Jones and
Linebackers.
Jones and the defensive line as well. I mean, because I looked at Frank Clark. Frank Clark wasn't.
How do y'all feel about Karlaftis at the moment?
Somebody
He was the only one that got a hit.
Somebody said it's the baby's fault. Laughing out loud.
He was the only one that got a hit. So I mean, I can't.
Darren Morris asked about Orlando Brown. What do y'all think about Orlando Brown? Even in the past couple weeks, we haven't talked about him much.
We haven't.
Well, hold on. That could be a good thing because he ain't giving a big. I mean, he was getting pressure, but the sacks came from the right side. They came from Wiley.
Okay, I was gonna say what side was that?
I mean, Orlando Brown's been doing his job. I mean, because again, if you're not here just talking about and talking about the fact that he's giving up these big sacks, I mean,
and Snead and Reed for all the talking he was doing. I mean, none of these guys really.
Juan Thornhill had a much better game than Justin Reed.
Justin Reed, he absolutely did.
We also got to say Trent McDuffie. The times, because I'm showing you, the times he was lined up against Jamar Chase. I think he held him to 3 catches, if even that, and maybe 42 yards. But I mean, it wasn't. But he didn't have any big plays on him, and that's a big spotlight, and that's a big star for a rookie.
I mean,
we kept Jamar Chase under 100 yards.
Back, I'm not giving him that. You can, but first week back, I'm not giving him that. But
why not? Jamar Chase was still coming out there balling.
Seven receptions for 97 yards.
He was looking for him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like he still almost had 100 yards. I don't know if that's a good job.
No, well, again, I'm talking about when he was lined up because there were times where L'Jarius Sneed was lined up on him. So.
Yeah. So the Chiefs, we pieced off because the Chiefs lost. You've heard it once, you've heard it twice. There are still 5 games left in this season. And as we look at the current playoff picture right now, the Bills have moved to the top. Chiefs number 2, Ravens 3.
That's why that game, that Bills game was so important.
Who's 4 and 5?
4 and 5 are the Titans and the Bengals. The Dolphins are 6. The Jets are 7.
See, I don't know. I think y'all want to be on the road.
At this point, I don't think it should matter. If the Chiefs are going to play championship football, either home or away, you got to play football.
That would mean Buffalo has to win out. Buffalo is going to be a tough out for Buffalo.
And Buffalo still has to play the Jets. And still got to play Miami. They're still some tough games.
And play Cincinnati again, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we're playing Denver twice within weeks.
Buffalo's, the rest of their schedule is Jets, Dolphins, at the Bears, because those first 2 are home, at the Bears,
they
at
still
the
got to get past
Bengals,
Cincinnati.
and then they end at home with the Patriots. So the Bengals will definitely be a dogfight.
And the Patriots
the Dolphins,
too.
I mean,
the Jets and
the Dolphins and the Jets. I was gonna say too. So
and the Jets,
they have a tougher road, but even still, like I don't think the Chiefs set the tone. And
as far as wasn't just a game yesterday.
Well, they could just
yesterday could have been the statement game for the Chiefs for these last 5 games, and for everybody else in the AFC to be on the lookout for you guys that have to come through here.
But what statement are they going to make? I mean, they scored 26 on the Rams. and
we saw
make it seem like the Rams are trash. I mean, their defense is trash.
I'm not saying they're trash, but
offensively for the last few weeks, it has been a struggle. And what has changed in the last few weeks?
McCall Hardman.
There's a new baby in the house. So just to go around the league, dude, we've been here before.
I can't sit here and say it's because they had a kid. Nah, I just think the team isn't playing good. And I can't even go that far as say a few weeks because it was just yesterday.
Well, Brittany should have hit him with the win. just like Adrian did Rocky. Win. That's what she should have told him. You know, you've never beaten Cincinnati. Just win. What do you want me to do, baby? Win.
I mean, one game.
Yeah, but
One game.
see, like we talk about the one game, it's kind of like the Chiefs trying to get past that New England thing, or Buffalo trying to get past the Chiefs.
I'm gonna stare you down until you admit it's that baby.
It ain't,
dude.
Not.
It's home. That's what I'm saying. In games like this, Patrick Mahomes need to either go stay with Kelsey for the week or get a hotel and come back. I mean, you're not going nowhere. It's a big game, bro. Just, hey, honey, get a nanny. We have the money. Trust me, we have the money. Bring your mom up here. Y'all take care of the house. I'll be back after the game on Sunday. It's an afternoon game, so I'll be home for dinner.
All right. So yeah. So what if the Chiefs drop one more in these last 5?
I mean, I said they're going to lose to Denver once.
We're going to be in the position we are in right now. I say at the worst case scenario, depending on how the Bills play out, the Chiefs.
Every team Denver has played, every team that Denver has played, they've made them score low scoring points. Their defense is good.
Denver can't score.
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
you say that, but the Chiefs are having trouble getting in the red zone and scoring as well right now. So
Denver scored 9 points yesterday.
And it's a different ball game too. As much as we talk about Harrison Butker, it's a different ball game. Had he made the kick to tie it up, it would have been a much different game at the end.
Well, if Kelsey doesn't
if
fumble,
we're a fifth, we all be toe up right now. How about that?
If Kelsey doesn't fumble, we're not having a discussion about Butker.
So would it be the Chiefs were up 7? Was that a self-inflicting wound?
Well, Chiefs would have been up 21. I mean, would have been up
14.
11.
Would have been up 14.
All right, as we approach our first break of the evening, we're going to talk about changes in Carolina. Anybody see that one coming?
Yep.
Q probably did.
Yeah, he don't like Baker Mayfield anyway. So
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this upcoming game this week, and we'll talk about some of the other big wins and losses yesterday, and we'll continue to look at this playoff picture and ask the question, will the Chiefs host the Arrowhead Invitational this year for the 5th year in a row? Will it happen? We'll discuss it. Got to send a shout out to the Pastor Eric Cobbins. What's up, bro? We haven't seen you this season, but he did say that he was planning on coming tonight, but he took an old man nap. So, but he said he will be here before the season's out. We can't wait to see you, bro. All right, folks, we're at Soiree Steak and Oyster House here in the historic 18th and Vine Jazz District. The Christmas tree is lit. Kenyeta's behind the bar, so I'm going to be lit like the tree. And we've got some really good food on the menu tonight, including something that should make DJ Q very happy. You can get a rack of lamb chops tonight. Rack them up. Lamb chops are on the menu tonight. So if you're into lamb chops, they are absolutely amazing. Plus, there's honey garlic chicken and waffles. There's always the famous seafood mac and cheese. There's a Southern Caesar salad on the menu and so much more. So if you're hungry, there's only one place you need to be to come and watch this game on Monday Night Football tonight. The New Orleans Saints are visiting Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That should be a good game.
Should be.
But we've seen Thursday night, and Amazon need their money back. Whatever they paid the NFL, they need 50% of that money back because every Thursday night game has been trash.
A wash.
Trash. I'd rather watch them play. They can show the Bad News Bears
Amazon
on Thursday
need
night.
Their money back, or people need their money. The fans.
No,
need their
Amazon
money back.
paid that money so they could host Thursday night football on Amazon.
But
they
if
give
I'm
the
paying
NFL a
Amazon,
large chunk of money.
If I'm paying Amazon to watch it, I should get my money back too.
You was already paying Amazon because you was shopping on Amazon like every 3 days.
Why you put my business on this?
My bad. At least you ain't a porch pirate like some people we know. We'll be back in just a little bit as we do it live from Soiree Steak and Oyster House on this Monday night. It's the Red Hour. Back in moments. We are live from Soiree Steak and Oyster House in the beautiful 18th and Vine Jazz District, where the Soul of Santa Christmas tree is lit. And we are here talking Chiefs football. The Chiefs, of course, lost yesterday afternoon to the Cincinnati Bengals. Patrick Mahomes has not won a game against. This is only the second quarterback in the league that he has 3 losses against. Tom Brady being the other.
Yep.
These 2. He can't get past Joseph Joku Burrow for whatever reason.
He's got 3 wins against Brady. So.
Yeah, we have nothing against the Bengals, which is really weird to even say that because the Bengals usually suck.
You know, the Chiefs haven't won in Cincinnati since 1984.
Yeah, and this also breaks Patrick Mahomes' 27-game win streak for November, December.
That is true.
So that's done.
It's a bit of foreshadowing before the end of the season.
No, slow down, players, slow down. Tonight, Monday Night Football, the New Orleans Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but let's go around the league and talk about some of these other games. Buffalo, of course, we know, beat New England. Pittsburgh over the Atlanta Falcons, which we saw coming, but the Baltimore Ravens barely eked past the Denver Broncos yesterday. The score was 9-10, and
It's been a lot of their score, I'm telling you.
yeah, and Lamar Jackson hurt his knee and is, I guess, day-to-day, week-to-week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, week to week.
Week to week?
Yeah, it's that week to
How
week.
about said he could play, but it's probably unlikely to play this weekend.
So you think he's faking like the Cincinnati player did to save a timeout yesterday? Which the league now is going to start finding or penalizing now.
It's like the second or third week we've seen this.
Yeah.
Like, on
like,
TV.
like soccer.
I think they did it twice yesterday against the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs have momentum. Next thing you know, injury timeout. Like seriously.
But to watch it in slow-mo was hilarious because he's at the line, then all of a sudden he just collapses.
Nah, because I was wondering, because I'm like, they in the huddle, and now everybody's like down on him. Like, did he die?
And
like,
then when they come over, he's still laying there. They're talking to him for a little bit. When they all get him walk to the sideline, he gets him, walks off like, all right, cool. We
Soccer,
good.
man. Soccer
It's like
does
you
it.
can at least
Why
limp
not?
to the sideline
Why
and
not?
play it out.
something like, give me a head.
But did you see where he was trying to figure out what he hurt because he grabbed his knee, then he held his groin, and then he kind of just looked up. I'm like, so we don't even know what we're faking right now? Oh, the Bengals.
Terrible.
Green Bay, I guess you can call it a win streak for them. They won yesterday.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they did. They beat the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Well, they own them.
Detroit over Jacksonville. 40. They put up 40 on the Jags.
Dang.
They can. Detroit can actually score points. It's just
Yeah,
who they face. They just can't score enough.
Deshaun Watson's return yesterday.
Wasn't what I expected.
Victorious over the Houston Texans.
I mean, you kind of expected that.
Did you? Well, yes, the Houston Texans.
Yeah. What?
So the Minnesota Vikings and the Jets game was actually a really good game.
That and the Commanders and the Giants.
Yeah,
came in the tie, but
and these ties. How many ties we have this season? 3. This is the third
I
one.
think the second one.
Second or third one.
Because I know we had one week 1.
Yeah.
and with the Colts and,
Yeah.
and the Texans.
And the Texans. Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
you gotta do something about it. I kind of like the old college thing. You
Yeah.
just let both teams get a chance to do it.
Somebody got to win.
Somebody.
But I will say this though, it's funny because we look at teams that could potentially be played, and the one team that I was talking to Jeff Chadia from the NFL Network yesterday that I did not want to see if the Chiefs were the number 1, number 2 seed is the New York Jets, and it's not so much of their offense but Mike White is picking it up, but defensively they can do damage to the Chiefs offensive, to the offense, especially Sauce Gardner. I mean, you put him well. He doesn't do much anyway. MVS, I mean, he'll lock anybody down, because hell, he did that to Justin Jefferson for the most part. So that's probably one. And I don't know, everybody thinks the Bengals, and that's probably true as well. But in the opening round, the Jets is one team I really wouldn't want to see.
You lost it for a second. I know you was talking to yourself and answering your own questions of what was going on there for a second. Philly over Tennessee, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Seahawks over the Rams. The Raiders even won a game yesterday. It means nothing, and right. So That's what we're looking
people
at.
think it's
And
elite.
Dallas put up 54 points.
They did what's it again?
They put up 54 points yesterday.
They're
Look
the
like
JV team.
look like a playoff team. Look like a Super Bowl team.
No, they did to the Colts what we should have did to the Colts.
If
Couldn't
Jeff
do it,
Saturday
though.
was the coach, then it probably would.
I just asked because that's my Super Bowl pick.
I get it.
But
how's your other-
you doing all that over 54 points?
I'm just stacking these weeks up,
But you know what,
stacking them
though?
up,
I don't, man.
stacking them up.
I'm gonna go and do the humble pie thing because in honor of Q, kind of talked about it. We figured Q gonna give us the diss tonight. I will say that based on this play yesterday, where they are, Jalen Hurts is taking over the lead for the MVP over Patrick. So.
I mean, we still have 5 games left.
We do.
No, I'm just somebody.
Yeah, and
I think he's taking the lead.
And I honestly, Pat is still the favorite. Like we know
He
that.
is.
And as far as the league and the voters and
And
all
he's
that,
the face of the league.
Pat
So
is still a favorite, and I don't think he loses anything from the voters because it's the returning AFC champions, that
Yeah.
they face. But if he
But the fact that the Eagles did to a division leading team in the Titans, putting up 35, you pull the starters out in the fourth quarter.
putting up
He
35,
had 4 total touchdowns, 380 yards, and they pulled him in the fourth quarter. That was a dominant performance.
But if Pat wins out, he's winning the MVP. If they happen to win out,
well, here's the thing though: if the Eagles win out, especially you talk about the 54 points that Dallas put up yesterday, they face Dallas Christmas Eve.
That's going to determine.
Dallas, so if Dallas goes to if Philly goes to Dallas and they put a beat down on them, then
because
we got a conversation.
They still have to play the Giants twice, and that's a team that I would worry about. I won't say more than the Cowboys, but I mean, I feel like that's a young team against a young team. They need
to worry about the Cowboys because the Cowboys is coming.
So
they're doing what?
They coming.
Okay, I understand.
So yesterday, and talking about this Cowboys game, Matt Ryan was 21 for 37, 233 yards. Dak Prescott was 20 for 30, 170 yards. And Dallas scored 50.
Hold on. Hey, you said, wait, let me look at this box score. Wait, okay. All right. Okay.
I feel like I'm Darren right now. I can read.
I'm glad you can. I'm glad your education taught you something.
What? I'm going to be the bigger guy here and continue to walk past that. But 170 yards, 54 points. I didn't watch the Dallas game because it was the Cowboys, but now I'm damn curious as to how they scored 54 points with that output from Dak Prescott.
Gave up 33 in the fourth quarter.
And that's what I'm looking at because I'm like,
it was a close ball game after 3.
Okay, there was a defensive score, there was a 30-yard run, a 4-yard run, but then he had a 3-yard touchdown pass. Like, yeah.
See, that sounds Dakish.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 touchdowns from your running back.
Hold on now, because Mahomes do that stuff too. Because they get down instead of run the football, Andy will try to give him.
But he'll also have about 250 yards passing at least.
Right, at least 320 minimum. If the Chiefs
has 400, if
the Chiefs put up 54 points, you can guarantee that Patrick Mahomes is well over 400 yards passing.
And he's probably responsible for 3 of those.
3 of those, running them in.
Of course.
Exactly.
Only 3.
So as we get ready for this upcoming Chiefs squabble, these last 5 games, I see the Chiefs losing at least one more game.
To who?
Dallas. Denver.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I could agree with you on the Denver, but I only think
they can't score enough points.
And that's what I was gonna say. I think the only way that Denver beats them is this week at home, and I don't think that happens after this week. Where's McCole at? Where is he?
He's still on IR. He's missing at least one more game.
One more? Okay.
Yeah. And look, we talk about it all the time. And even the players said, you're going to get the best out of every team that the Chiefs play. They're going to play you. They're going to play you much harder than they do.
Mean, that's fine as a division game, but just what we've seen over the last 12 games.
They play this team differently, man.
So that Raiders game could be iffy.
It could mean a lot
because we're playing the Raiders in Vegas, and
it's Vegas.
Yeah, one of those Broncos.
The biggest question is going to be when it comes to the Raiders: where are the Chiefs at in the seeding? You know what I'm saying? I mean, are they number one? Are they number two where they can't, they can't.
But we've been in a
Buffalo?
situation where the Raiders at this point, all they do is play spoiler at this point of the season because we know they're not going anywhere. And this, again, that rivalry, this is a game that it could go either way easily.
And they play twice in a couple of weeks, like 3 weeks. So that's like, yeah. I mean, Chiefs, Broncos.
Right.
Yeah, but look, man, if we talk about how Patrick has never beaten the Cincinnati Bengals, the Broncos have never beaten Patrick.
So I think that's the game I'm going to go with. The next game that they lose and the final game that they lose this season will be against the Raiders. I think they'll beat the Broncos twice.
I don't see the Chiefs losing their final game.
Yeah, I'm looking at these AFC West standings, and to me, there's no way that it looks like they've already sewn up the AFC West.
Well, with the win Sunday and
With
the
the
love
win-
for the help, they won the division.
Again, so I mean, like that's the thing. You've still got to win one of these Broncos games, and then the Raiders game could come down to being important for not only seeding but for the AFC West as well.
Yeah.
So,
Because right now I think worst case scenario is third place, but even then, like
you pretty wild card. You going on the road
because the Raiders did win yesterday, so that's another one in the win column for them.
Well, if the Chiefs win Sunday, they win the division. So,
yeah, because the Broncos are 3-9.
3-9, yeah.
Okay.
It's I
mean, I get how yesterday played out, but I mean, it was a 3-point loss, and their schedule gets much easier than other teams. So you got the Broncos twice. They can't score.
Okay, so
they could decide to score that Sunday.
Okay, so do you think the Broncos defense is tough enough to
Yes.
hold them to 14 points?
Yes.
They're tough enough to hold them to under 20, but the problem is they can't score more than 17.
But
if they can score more than 17, they'd have a better record than the Chiefs.
They don't have to score that on offense. You could.
And I was going to say
get you to play terrible, man. Look at the scores they've been
That's
having.
just 2 touchdowns and a field goal, bro. That's not easy.
And-
That's not hard to overcome.
And your
You played a
kicker,
Baltimore team that lost Lamar Jackson and their top receiver is DeMarcus Robinson. It's a big difference between the Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens playing.
So
the Denver
Lamar
Broncos.
Jackson is the only thing the Ravens have going for them? Because the score was only 9-10.
Hold on, don't disrespect D-Rob like that.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Baltimore hasn't been able to score the last few weeks.
They've scored more than 10.
Well, and
That's all you needed to beat them. But you all make it seem like the Chiefs can't score enough points to beat Denver. Like Denver can't put up enough points.
Hey,
Look,
before you pull out your asthma buffer, calm down.
I mean,
Look,
I'm trying to.
Denver-
I mean, y'all make it
there's
seem
been-
like Denver's gonna have a high-powered offense. We've seen all season they can't score.
But you've seen how we've struggled to score in the last few weeks.
Look, the teams that have
Against better
look at these scores.
competition.
Look at these scores
Nah,
against
their
Denver.
scores are
Look, lost to Seattle 16-17. Houston
Yeah.
Texans 16-9. San Francisco
right
11-10.
there.
Raiders 23. There's been
They
no
played the
team that
Houston
scored over
Texans
23 points.
That's blowing them out.
They've played no team that scored over 23 points all season. They make you play terrible.
And I mean, to me, that sounds like play calling. Like if they can't do any of that, but also
You all been saying all season that Russell Wilson is washed. So are
Oh,
gonna
you-
try-
I don't,
all.
I don't think he's watched.
Who's you all?
That
'Cause
wasn't
I
me.
wasn't in that you all.
I've never said that.
I wasn't
mean,
into you all.
You're sitting there talking about.
I'll say it was me,
He's
but
had a bad
Russell,
season,
just
but-
like the Baltimore Ravens, the quarterback is not the only offensive weapon
Yeah.
that they have. So somebody can run that ball in. There could be a scoop and score. Anything could happen in any of these games, and they're not super high scoring games. And Denver has been there within 3 points in
Well,
most
And I
90% of those games.
And I think what you have to factor in, and especially going to Denver, and especially playing a late evening game out there, is the wind. I mean, it's mile high. So, I mean, of course, Patrick is going to pass, but
and what no
your
problem
kicker,
for
your
Las
kicking
Vegas.
game, like,
But no problem for the Raiders.
Oh, he can kick a field
Yeah,
goal. It's
he
the
hasn't-
extra points that's going to be the problem.
I know we're giving our predictions early, but like he hasn't lost a division game in his career. An away division game, he hasn't lost one.
He hadn't lost a December game in 26 games either. But
Yeah.
here
When's
we
the last
are.
time the Chiefs lost 2 in a row? Reader.
It is time to take another break. When we come back, we'll talk Baker
That's
Mayfield.
your question for you to answer. I don't
that's
care.
one for you.
I'm just asking because it would be 2 in a row. The Broncos have lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, but but again,
It is break
The most
time,
the
people.
Broncos
We're
have
going
scored
to
is
take a
23
break.
points,
And when
man.
we come back, we'll talk the NFC playoff standings. We'll talk more about this Baker Mayfield situation. And we'll give Darren 45 seconds to talk about Deion Sanders. 45 seconds. All right, we'll be back. We're live at Soiree's taking Oyster House in the historic 18th Vine Jazz District. If you like lamb chops, come and get some before Q gets them all. Yeah, break time. We'll be back. And we're back for you, live from Soiree's taking Oyster House, historic 18th and Vine Jazz District.
Flustered up here.
Jeez. Man, it is going down. The Chiefs lost to the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're heading to Denver. And Baker Mayfield got fired.
On his day off.
On his day off. It's a lot going
It's a
on
bye
right
week.
now. Plus, we have Monday Night Football tonight. We have the Saints and the Buccaneers. So definitely should be a good game tonight. So enjoy some good food. You can eat some rack of lamb while you watch the Saints and the Buccaneers.
A rack.
A rack of lambs. Man. All right. So Baker Mayfield was once one of the dolls of the league. When you heard Patrick's name, you heard Joe Burrow's name, you heard Josh Allen's name, somebody would sprinkle in a Baker Mayfield here or there. I mean, he had endorsements. He was commercials everywhere with Baker Mayfield. And then the Browns started to do Brown-like things. And next thing you know, Baker Mayfield is headed down south.
It was Odell Beckham.
And now
it was way before him.
Now Baker Mayfield is headed home. Q, did you see this happening, at least this soon?
The same team that drafted Johnny Manziel was high on Baker Mayfield. Yes. Yes. Like, he's not that good. And that's the problem with like a lot of quarterbacks of his ilk. Like, they have a little bit of athleticism, but that helps them on the college level. When you get to the NFL, you need superior arm strength, speed. You need something.
But he had a good season or two, or a season and a half with the Browns.
Yeah, but they added some weapons around him, and he was able to manage that. But again, like Steve always says, when they get enough film on you, then no, you're not.
All right, so good. Then I'll switch the question back to Russell.
Mm-hmm. I keep saying it. I think I said it last week or 2 weeks ago. I think it's coaching. There's no way throughout the season that Russell Wilson, and I'm also looking at his weapons. I don't think he has weapons around.
So why
him.
couldn't that have been the same for Baker Mayfield? But just Baker Mayfield just doesn't have the quality of
because Baker Mayfield at one point had Jarvis Landry, who was a tight end, the African name 85. I forget his name,
Njoku.
but then
Njoku.
You had Odell Beckham, Nick Chubb. You have an all-star lineup, and you can't even make the playoffs. Like, what? Like,
well, they made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs.
Yes, they made it 2 years.
Still, like, he didn't do anything with that. Like, you didn't get any better, and that's the problem. It was like his ceiling just like stopped. And
Baker is one of the shorter quarterbacks in the league too, isn't he?
He is.
And for me, I think his problem is that he's just all about Baker. And I think that was the same issue with like a Johnny Manziel. When you're all about yourself, and especially as a quarterback, you have to be unselfish.
So do you think that he's about to become a backup journeyman?
Easily, because he's still one of those guys like a Chase Daniels that can come in if he needs to play a
I'm
stretch.
waiting for it to throw it out there.
Oh no, because he's better than that guy.
No,
But
I'm seeing reports of Baker possibly getting a tryout in San Francisco.
Yeah, he'll go somewhere. But I think he's
Did
a guy.
Garoppolo get hurt yesterday as well?
Broke his foot.
Jeez.
Jimmy Garoppolo. What'd you call
Jimmy.
him?
What I call him, James?
Dick.
Call him.
Yeah, but I
I was like, oh.
terrible.
What did I call him? Well, Garoppolo, James.
Nah, but he'll be able to win a team some games on a 4 to 6 game streak while the starter is down. But I don't see him leading a team and being that competitive unless you give him Jesus on one side and God on the other catching passes. So.
Sheesh, that's a heck of a team.
Well, not if you have bad, horrible play calling. And for the record, I said didn't Garoppolo. I didn't call him by first name. I said didn't Garoppolo
Okay.
get hurt. All right, so this game coming Sunday. Oh, well, here, let's look at the NFC playoff picture first. Your Eagles, number 1, as of today. The Vikings, 2. 49ers, 3. Buccaneers, 4. Cowboys, 5. And the Giants and the Seahawks, 6 and 7.
I don't know. I think y'all still worry about that Seahawks team. I don't know why, but I think so.
And they're no slouch. I mean, you know, they have a winning record. They're 7 and 5.
And Geno's a veteran. I don't know how healthy his receiving core is right now, but
they're killing me with the Buccaneers at 4 with a 5 and 6 record. That is just astonishing to me.
The division.
That's what I'm saying. Just that you could be in that position with a losing record is astonishing to me.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's Tom Brady.
yeah. They beat the teams that they beat the bad teams that they've played, right? Like just what you've got to do, and you'll stay in the mix.
No, definitely.
Oh man! All right, so these Kansas City Chiefs, 5 games left in the season, and it's going down this Sunday where these guys are headed to another heated rival stomping grounds in the dead of winter. Do we know what the weather's going to be like?
45 degrees.
Oh, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. They can handle that. But they are going to Invesco Field, is it now? Empower. They keep changing the damn name of that stadium.
Yeah. I like that one. I still call it Mile High.
Just like Arrowhead.
Yeah.
So they're going into Denver with a struggling Russell Wilson. And what is the Broncos? They're 3-9.
3-9.
They need a prayer.
But the Chiefs struggling. Will they be that prayer? Will Patrick be babysitting again this week and look like he ain't slept in a month going into Mile High, and then that air?
I can't
What's
see.
the definition of struggling?
He lost.
Okay.
So that's the struggle.
He lost yesterday to a team that we could have easily beat.
But they also could have easily been blown.
And we lost to the Colts, which I'm never going to forgive them for.
That's fair.
That was a bad loss.
I'm never going to forgive them for that.
I like Darren said, I don't think they're struggling. I just think it was just a loss, man. They played a good team.
But they are struggling in the red zone. They were the most proficient team in the red zone for all of the season, except for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And now they're getting in the red zone, and they are not scoring, not even 3 points.
And then to give up pressure to a 3-man rush.
That's tough.
I mean, you know, Patrick had to pull out the Jordan to get the score.
Yeah. I don't, and that's my worry for you all as fans is that
you people.
Well, because for the team to not be playing at such a high level this point in the season, that should be worrisome.
And we're going in that they have a really decent offense. I mean, defense.
So back up.
Denver.
What's in high level to you? Like, 'cause yesterday they lost by 3. They go into Cincinnati playing a team that they haven't beaten yet. Mm-hmm. What's the high level? I mean, like, did they play so bad to where they just got demolished that they didn't play at a high level to you?
No, but you saw all the deficiencies. You saw how they abandoned the run. You saw how they didn't control the game. And I think that's been a point that Sean has made, is that they just aren't doing enough in the beginning of the game. And I think the tough thing about teams that can control the pace with a good run game, and especially with the running back like Samaje Perine, like somebody that's tough but can also catch the ball and is that athletic, like that's what they faced with the Colts. Like it was really tough to deal with a team that can control the pace of the game and not necessarily always keep Patrick off the field, but like bully them from the defensive end. And it was, and your team shouldn't look that bad at this point in the season.
Not a so-called Super Bowl contending team anyway.
I mean, not the leading team in the conference.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I just want to know, because
that one game versus the last few. I mean,
because I could say the same for the Redskins game, for the Eagles. The Commanders game. Like I could say the same thing for that, because again, if you're supposed to be like this good team with the MVP, why can they hold you under 20 points? Why can't you handle this team? But again, it's a division game, and that's what I worry about late in the season. These 3 or 4 division games left, like, can you handle business?
And that's my thing too. And Chief Safety Juan Thornhill talked about it on Twitter. It was just like the team, they still were in the game. Like they didn't play terrible. I mean, they played bad, but they didn't play like so bad that people are saying, "Oh, well, their defense is
54
trash." Yeah, they didn't get blown out of the water. They were still in the game in a hostile environment. So that's why I'm just not like, I just don't understand it about how folks can just say, "Oh, well, this team is just, it's like night and day," right? Like they're still in the game. They still put up points. They just didn't win. Yeah, if that makes sense. Like
it does. It makes all the sense in the world that you walk in the gates starving, and you want that double-decker beef sandwich with baked beans and fries, and then you reach in your pocket and all you getting is beef on bun and fries.
I mean, you still eating?
You still eating?
Yeah,
but you're not eating like you have been. Point made.
You still getting full. I mean, but you
ain't getting full.
It's still Gates.
You ain't getting full.
You're not going to McDonald's.
You ain't. Shame on you.
You're not getting Taco Bell. You're getting
blasphemy. Shame on you.
You're getting Gates. You ain't going out to Arthur Bryant.
Shout out to Mickey D's.
Hold up.
I'm going to win that gold card.
What does a mixed plate at McDonald's look like?
I don't know. A 20-piece chicken nugget?
No. 6 nuggets, a double quarter pounder with cheese, hot apple pie, large fry, and a large high C orange.
And a McFlurry.
Can I sub those nuggets for a fish fillet?
You can't sub those nuggets for a fish fillet, sir.
But
you absolutely can.
But it's not Gates. Like, so there's it's levels. We talk about it's levels to that. You're still eating Gates though.
With the black on black crime. It was surprised. Like you got to bring another black.
How man help you? Not you. You step out of line.
It ain't LC's.
Hey, okay, listen. I love you, but now you're like poking the cocaine bear. Poking the cocaine bear. All right, so it's time to get our picks for the game Sunday. And I want to remind everybody that's watching us, tell a friend, tell 2 friends to make sure they like the Red Hour on Facebook so they can enjoy talking some football that's fun and different than any other sports show you've ever been a part of.
Yep.
We'd love to have you. Darren, Chiefs at Mile High.
Well, weed is legal in Denver.
What they got to do with anything?
Hey, after the law,
is betting legal in Denver too?
It is actually.
You can bet and smoke in Denver.
Let me double check and make sure.
I don't think. Is it Colorado?
Colorado.
Oh yes, it is.
I tell you,
it absolutely is.
I don't know.
It absolutely is.
Okay.
Steve about to turn his card.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
Colorado. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Got that on speed dial. Look.
I do actually. I do. I actually have a bookie now. But when I'm traveling,
Dude
and
said a bookie.
I can't place a bet.
Hey, if Derek come here with 1 foot, we gotta know why. Like my bookie got to me.
Hey, what's
gonna be able to count to 8?
Hey, what's Detroit Reds numbers tonight?
But I as much as we talk about how much Denver's offense can't score, their defense is elite. Unfortunately, in all seriousness, Russell Wilson not playing well. I think that their defense steps up, and I think they hold the Chiefs to fewer points than what they normally score. So I think the game is more 24-6.
Fewer than 24 points?
No, I'm saying fewer. The Chiefs average around 30. So I'm saying I think they get around 24.
No, I'm asking fewer than 24 points. You think they'll hit that mark?
Yes.
Okay. But you got the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, the Chiefs win 24-6.
All right. Wow.
They can't score.
Again, we told you all these scores that Denver lost by, they were right there. They were way closer than that.
Except for Carolina. Carolina beat them by 13.
That's one game out of 11, 12.
Carolina's offense, Chiefs offense.
Okay.
I would trust the Chiefs offense.
Because the Chiefs offense should be trust the Chiefs offense right now. Darren, what you looking like in Denver this Sunday? I mean, Steve.
I don't see this team losing 2 in a row. They haven't done it this year yet. I don't think they've done it in the past couple years.
December for the first time.
Yeah, but I think they've acknowledged the fact that they've come out slow, and they're depending on, Patrick Mahomes to come through on the end. They're depending on this offense to be able to pull it through, like they've done the past 3 or 4 years.
Well after loss.
They've always done that. So I think this is a game where they're going to come out hot. That you have to.
Plus, they're going to win so they can win the division.
Yeah, you have to come out hot, man. You just do. And for them to have acknowledged it, I see it being 31-14.
Okay.
I see 31-14.
Is there a statistical anomaly in your pick?
Is there a pick 6 in that game for Denver?
A pick 6?
I
mean, it's gonna be a late score.
Russell Wilson.
You're gonna score early.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a late score, but yeah.
Because I want to say 17-14, but I feel like I feel like Russ throws like a pick 6, so
there
it
you
probably
go. There's
ends
your
up.
pick 6.
I think it ends up being more than that. I'll say 2014.
Who was the backup quarterback in Denver?
I don't know. That's a
It's
good
Drew
question. It definitely ain't Drew Lock, because if it was Drew Lock, I'd definitely have them losing more.
I'm getting ready to mute all y'all. Y'all better get off Drew Lock, man. I'm telling you.
After the LC's blasphemy, you want to mute my microphone? All right, so the panel has the Chiefs winning at.
Does that include you as well?
Wait a minute. Ever since you've been giving picks, we've been up and down this season. You stop giving your picks.
And I don't give picks. But I was right about them losing that game to Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I had it only missed by 1 point. So even though my pick might not be what you wanted to be, my pick has been right.
So 1 point is right?
They lost by 4 instead. I said I had them losing by 3.
I've been almost right before, and y'all always tell me, "Oh, your pick could be
41-17. 41-17 the last 3 weeks.
Right, and they scored 27. That's almost 41.
It's been 2 weeks, not 3.
You'll almost will be off by a touchdown.
And I don't know if you can talk either perfect season. That is going to do it.
No. Because I called Steve about yesterday. As much as we talk about how the Chiefs, y'all like to get them 19-0. Every week he picks the Chiefs to win. At least I'm man up to go 19-0. Every week he picks the Chiefs to win.
I said Denver. I said you asked what team. When are they going? I said they're going to lose.
So they're going to lose at home.
Yes.
Last home game, they're going to lose at home.
It's not going to be this week.
All right.
Not 2 in a row.
Okay, no, okay.
All right. So
and it's New Year's Day, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
Travis coming in that thing like what?
Yeah, hungover.
we're eating here at Soiree, but we're all going to leave and go order the mixed plate at McDonald's drive-thru just to see what happens. All right, folks, that is going to do it for this edition of the Red Hour. Don't forget, you're more than welcome to come down and enjoy some Monday Night Football. It should be a barn burner. We've got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. And,
Make sure you tune in to the pregame cheat sheet Sunday before Chiefs.
You want to let me finish before you start plugging your shows?
Well, it's just not just my show. I actually close it with Steve. I'm just saying. I want people. We want people to turn in.
Right.
Tune into that
Let
too.
us finish this job first. Yeah. Don't forget, there's rack of lamb on the menu tonight and so much more. So come down and enjoy some great food and great fun and watch some Monday Night Football. We'll do this again Monday night right here on the corner of 18th and Vine under the Christmas tree, the Soul of Santa. Soiree's taking Oyster House. We're the Red Eye. Y'all be well. Peace.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.